Hello everyone, American Granny here. How you doing? Working away making my videos and hoping you guys will watch. I thought I'd do this episode on what it's like when you're trying to build an audience for your YouTube channel. Now, I'm sure other people who are doing creators have made some of the same mistakes I have, because when you don't use a lot of platforms, you have a limited few that you prefer, it's kind of hard to get all of your stuff out there. So there are so many other channels, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, there's so many more that you'll actually, to get your channel to grow, eventually have to get into their apps to get more views. That is one of the big things that I learned as a creator, and I have not got there yet. I think I still have a Patreon account, but I haven't used it because I wasn't ready. I was nowhere near ready for the audiences there, and I was well aware of that. Now, as I said, I started my videos actually mostly making short videos, and I would use little filters or face deals, and I was getting views because I was able to put up around 6 videos shorts a day, 6 to 10 on a good day. But it was a lot of work and a lot of effort, and I was always constantly having to worry about copyright issues. So I fought with that for probably 6, maybe 8 months before I said, I've got to get realistic here. Because yes, I'm getting views, sometimes I'm getting likes, but I'm not getting subscribers, and I really need subscribers. Because when I got into doing this, I had gotten a letter from Social Security office, I believe I've told you about this, and they told me at 65 I was going to qualify for my Social Security benefits that I paid into the system for many years. To read into the letter, I was like, well, I'm going to get my Social Security, wow. But as I read through the letter, I realized, no, I was not. They wanted me to pay more into the system. They said I was 2 credits shy of being able to collect the money I paid in. So 35 years of paying in, well, almost 40, of paying in to Social Security, and now I don't get it. So I was like, I got to do something. You know, I have to do something. And so I saw some videos on TikTok, actually, about YouTube and monetizing and building a channel. And so I thought, well, I share onto YouTube all the time. Maybe I can do this. And I was really struggling, even with all the material I was making and creating and all the likes I was getting. I was not getting the subscribers that I needed, and I could not keep up with making that many videos a day, because it was a lot of singing, lip syncing, trying to make sure I keep my filters straight so my mouth and face don't look weird, and it got monotonous as well. So I decided that, well, you know, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this isn't for me. And I was talking to one of my friends on TikTok, and she said, Angel, don't give up on it. Look how good you're doing here. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm paying money to get my stuff seen here. I can't do that on YouTube. And it was hard for me to even come up with the money to, get my stuff out there and seen. And then TikTok went crazy with censorship. So I just stopped paying to get my stuff out there, and just was sharing it on YouTube and Facebook. And I was doing it on Facebook Reels, and I was still working like crazy, and my numbers were finally starting to come up a little bit, not much. So I decided, well, maybe I will take in some friends on Facebook, and my nightmare began. I'm a 60-year-old woman. I'm missing teeth. I'm not beautiful. I'm not attractive. I have a double hernia. I can't really wear a brassiere because of scar tissue from having my chest plate broke open to do surgery. So, I didn't take any of it seriously. What they were being attracted to was the filters that I would use to do my little skits. And that's what they were. They were skits, sometimes comedy, sometimes music, mostly music. But I opened that door, and it was insane. Every person who had a male genitalia on the planet, suddenly they wanted to be with me. I had so many people telling me how much they loved me, how much they wanted to be with me, how much they want to take care of me, and it was like, whoa, I didn't sign on for this. And even though I was rebuffing them, but trying to keep and maintain the friendship so I could get them to see my material, it was getting bad. My messenger, your Facebook messenger, you can do the calls. 2:00 in the morning, I have men from Turkey trying to call me. I had men from Saudi Arabia. I had men from Germany. I had Lebanon, South Vietnam. It was just crazy. And most of these people, I couldn't understand their language. So when I would translate it, I would be going, oh my goodness, who says this to somebody they've never met before? Like I said, I guess I'm a little old school. Even though I am a creator and I put myself out there to reach out to people, I was not looking for stalkers. And if there is one thing I can't stand, is if I repeatedly tell you I'm not interested in you, or I repeatedly remind you that I am a married woman who has no intentions of being an unmarried woman, and you still are going to hear, I love you, I even got rude. And it's not something I'm prone to do. You have to really push my buttons. And I had these two gentlemen. One was from Ireland, and the other one was from here in the United States. He was out of Florida. And that man scared me. The man from Florida scared me. The man from Ireland, he was, I get that you're married and you're fine being married, but I just really love you, and I want to be with you, and I want to get to know you, and I just really am in love with you. And that was about the extent of his communications with me. And I think he's even still my friends. I don't think I ever blocked him. But the guy from Florida, he had built up an entire life scene where he was seeing me with his son. He was seeing me going to special events. He was seeing me going out hiking and fishing and camping and all the things I had talked about that I used to enjoy doing. And he had literally built a life that included me, like I was physically there. And that was scary to me. He would write me and tell me, he would message me and tell me how much his family approved, how much his son couldn't wait for me to meet him, how much his sister, couldn't wait for us to be best friends. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's going to be able to find out where I live. He's going to find out how to get to me. And I was trying to rebuff him. Look, I'm married. I am not interested in a relationship with anybody but my husband. And there were a few times he would call and I would have my husband stand right there, so that, he could see I am not alone. I'm not going to be an easy target. And he had built this entire fantasy that I was in love with him and my husband was in the way. And that was my wake-up call, because I did not meet just one man like that. I met over 200 men like that from all over the world. And when that reality hit me, because I had opened that door, that nightmare could actually show up on my doorstep with this fantasy intact in his head that was not a reality, that could never be a reality, because physically I'm unable to do any of the things he was daydreaming about us doing together. I have never been more afraid in my life. And I wouldn't want that on anybody. So if you're going to go into social media and try to put yourself out there, leave your friends list alone on Facebook. Don't take on a bunch of friends to try and get views for your videos. It didn't work. It failed miserably. Now, a lot of the friends that I took in out of the 3,000 something, about half of them are still on my friends list. And occasionally they will say hello, and I will say hello, and it doesn't really go anywhere because I'm not looking for anything. I even went on Facebook Live and tried to make this clear that, maybe I am old-fashioned, but I'm a married woman, and I don't want to have to learn to be with anybody else. This was my third try to be able to find someone I could live with, someone who was compatible with me. They didn't have to like the exact same things I did. He could have his own independent likes, but he could not smother mine. And I am the kind of person that once I dedicate myself to something, I give it 100%, or I don't do anything. I back away and back out. If I can't give you 100%, I'm not going to do that to you. You deserve better. So I do too. So whoever is with me has to be with me 100%. I'm not always easy to get along with. I can be temperamental at times, especially when I was younger and hormones were going crazy. Now it's just physical health issues. But, when you meet someone and you think that they are the one for you, you're positive of it. Everything in your fiber says, that's my soulmate. Please keep in mind, that may be your soulmate from a previous life, not this one. This time, this soulmate may be made for someone else. And you have no right to harm that or try to separate or divide that. It's important. But now when I go to sleep at night, even now, months have gone by and I haven't heard anything because I got them all blocked on everything. But I look out my bedroom window and I watch to see who might be around. And I don't sleep as easy as I used to because of that man. Well, before I got him blocked, I did manage to find out that he was basically homebound and couldn't leave his house. But that still didn't get away the fear. It didn't take it away. I thought it would. But when you go to sleep at night, afraid that someone you do not know, have never met, have never spoken even a word to, other than in a text, makes up an entire life for you to be with them. This is going to be your life. And that's why you're going to love it. You're going to love it. No, I would not. I'm a feisty old lady. And my husband can attest to that. But I am not strong anymore. And the thought that I may have to defend myself stays in my head after that experience. Especially after I had to get rid of so many men. And a few women. But the women were nowhere near as bad as the men got. But that was my most terrifying experience as a creator. And so I would say be very protective of your private life, even when you have a public image that you put out. And though you want to be real and genuine in who you are, make sure your information is private. Because the wrong person often sees these videos, and in their minds, what they're telling themselves, what they're making up, to them is real. And it could be a thousand reasons as to why they're doing it, why they chose you. But keep that in mind. So when you're communicating with people, be wary of how much you share about the real personal parts of you. Because that's the most vulnerable part of you there is. So be protective of it. Okay, that was my biggest stalker story. And that one was only 6 months ago. It's not the only one I've got, but it was by far the worst. So I know it wasn't some big horror story with a guy with a knife. It wasn't Michael Myers and Jason and all that. But as far as I know in my mind, that guy could have been any one of those, even a little bit of Freddy. I don't know. And honestly, I don't want to know. And so be careful for you men and women who are on YouTube and you're taking on a community to interact with them. You're going to have to treat it like a business, even if you're not making any money. And you have to be smart about it. Where I was foolish. And I put myself out there in a way I did not want out there. And it really did more damage than it did good. Okay. American Granny out, and I love you. You take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. Especially these days. There's not enough of that out there. So, like, share, comment. Please, subscribe. I really do enjoy my subscribers. They help the process be more easy. That's the best word I can think of. Knowing I have my subscribers that watch, that really fills my heart with a lot of joy. Because one of the things about living where I do is human connection. It can be distant and few times and very limited. So having this access is wonderful for me. Sorry about the lighting. It's natural. But I love you guys. American Granny out.